For a lot of reasons, the debate unlike anything we've ever seen before. Jessica Levinson, Harvey Levin, Bob Shrum standing by to break it down. After that, I'm exhausted. I tweeted out it was like a dumpster fire. Didn't it feel like that? Good evening, and welcome to this special live edition of our political show, The Issue Is. I'm Elex Michaelson. Let's begin with Marla Tellez standing by with our Fox 11 viewers. I'm eager to hear their take.
I am too. So we assembled a group of local viewers to get their take on which candidate won tonight and why. A couple lean to the right, a couple more lean to the left, and there's one undecided among our panel tonight. So let's go ahead and start with Jeannie Harrison, upper left here. Who won and why?
I think Biden won, and I think he won because he spoke to the American people. Not once did Donald Trump speak to the American people.
In other words, he looked directly into the camera and spoke to the American people.
He absolutely did, and he was specific with what he wanted to do.
Okay, our undecided first-time voter, by the way, Miriam Gorbachev, UCLA senior. Who won and why?
It's not a baseball game with a clear winner. If you lean right, then Trump won. If you lean left, then Biden won. But it was one of the best shows I've watched since COVID started. But of course, it doesn't compare to your show.
It was like a reality show, I would say that. Yes, Miriam. All right, TJ Chang, tech entrepreneur. Who won and why?
I will definitely say Trump spoke with way more accurate facts throughout the debate, but Chris really won for getting through that one alive.
Great job.
Right, as Alex also tweeted out tonight, Chris Wallace has the toughest job in America tonight. I don't think we can argue with that. All right, Dr. Ashley Wiley Johnson, who won and why?
Hands down, Joe Biden won, absolutely, because when Trump continued to go low, Joe Biden not only went high, but he stayed on the stage.
Well, he did tell him to shut up, but he also called him a clown. I will point that out. Yes.
Well, I mean, sometimes it gets dirty if you go high.
There you go. Okay.
But he stayed in.
Okay. And lastly here, Brett Zabrowski, real estate agent. Who won and why?
So I view this like a heavyweight fight that went full 12 rounds and went to the judge's decision. I think it was that close. And I'm going to tell you how I scored it. Trump won on the economy and law and order. Biden won on COVID and social justice. They tied surprisingly on taxes. Trump did a great job, getting that one to go away. And the mail-in ballots, I thought they tied. But here was the decision. Biden stumbled a lot. He lost his composure. He called Trump a clown twice. He told him to shut up. He looked a little confused at times. And he couldn't answer questions about the police or his son. And he couldn't really separate himself from the radical left when Trump pressed him. And that, for me, was the decision maker. It was a very close, very enjoyable. I watched it with my son debate, but Trump wins by a decision by that much.
Well, you were very concerned. Your most concerned idea going into this was division within the country. So show of hands, do you think that this brought us more united tonight together? Show of hands. Yeah. Okay.
Not even close.
Yeah. Well, we all watched it.
Yes, that's good. That brought us together. You got that right, Brett.
We finally watched something together.
Go.
I think, Jeannie, the line of the night, not even close. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Marla. President Trump, Joe Biden sparred. I mean, this night was all about all of these heated moments between the two. Here's one of them.
The last 25 years.
Because you weren't president. Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator. And
You're the worst president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
let me just tell you, Joe. I've done more in 47 months. I've done more than you've done in 47 years, Joe. We've done things that you never even thought of doing.
Okay. Let's bring in our panel who have done a lot over a lot of years. Jessica Levinson is a professor at Loyola Law School. Harvey Levin, political junkie, host of TMZ, which airs multiple times a day here on Fox 11. And legendary political strategist Bob Shrum, who is the director of the USC Center for the Political Future. Bob, you have worked on debate prep many different times with presidential candidates over the years. Was this like a debate like we've ever seen before? And what's your take on what happened?
No, I've never seen a debate like this before. I think one of the things that happened in this debate was the idea of Sleepy Joe is gone. He not only stayed the course, I thought he got stronger as the debate went on. But the central thing that happened for me was every day that Donald Trump doesn't gain is a wasted day. And I think the way he behaved in the debate, the way he talked about race and COVID, his lack of any kind of personal contact with the audience doesn't help him with the voters he has to get, the suburbs and women. college-educated white women, people of color. I think he hurt himself a lot by the way he acted and by the way he dealt with some of these issues.
Harvey Levin, your thoughts?
Well, I think it was ridiculous. I think these debates are ridiculous. I think they're dumb. I think they're all about finding a zinger, which is not how we should choose a president. And I don't think this was at all surprising. I thought this was the way it was going to happen. I mean, I knew Trump was just going to go crazy, and he did. And there was so much screaming that I don't think anybody won this thing. And as a matter of fact, I think there are very few people who walked away from this liking either person more. But I will say this, there was one moment that scared the crap out of me. And that is when Chris Wallace asked Donald Trump, will you disavow white supremacy? Donald Trump did not. But then he kind of said yes, but then he said Antifa. But then he looked into the camera and said, okay, I'll say it. Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. What does stand by mean? Does stand by mean, hold on, let's see what happens in the election and I'll get back to you? When I heard him say stand by, my jaw dropped.
Yeah, that is one of the moments that is getting the most attention online tonight. Jessica Levinson, your thoughts. Do you agree with me that this was a dumpster fire?
Absolutely not. This was a dumpster fire in the middle of a hurricane when then there's an 8.0 and then there's a tornado. I totally disagree with your dumpster fire. I think it completely underplays what a hideous moment this is for the American public. And it's hard for me to emphasize this enough. We deserve better than this as a debate. I mean, people tweeted, and it's so true. I've seen better reality TV show reunions where the guests had to be escorted off and threw food at each other. This is so degrades the idea of what we need out of the leader of the free world. I mean, we can talk about the policy and we can talk about, that Trump didn't gain. But for me, I was watching this and I was thinking, hasn't everyone in America had that person in the classroom who isn't prepared, doesn't know what they're saying, and keeps interrupting and keeps lying and won't stop? And it is just amazing to me that we had no real policy debate. The American people must feel so disaffected after that show.
You can feel Jessica's background as a law professor coming through in that answer right there. All right, so Bob is making the argument that basically this keeps the race in the same place. Harvey, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, Alex, to me, I just watched a couple of high school students kind of scream back and forth at each other. It was just, I am so not a fan of these debates, and I think they're just terrible. And, it's like, and Bob is here, and Bob has so much history and context. And it reminds me of, Howard Dean, when he gave a laugh out, and everybody in the media picked up a laugh, and it ruined his chances for even running for president. And that's what happens in these debates. There are these stupid moments where somebody has a preordained zinger that he wants to throw out, knowing that the media is going to grab it. It'll go everywhere. That's not the way to choose a president.
Bob, where do we go from here? How does this change things? Because we got two more debates to go.
Yeah, and I think they'll be very similar because this is the Trump strategy. The Trump strategy is to interrupt, to throw out charge after charge after charge, some of it incoherent. Ballots dumped in creeks, Pennsylvania, 30 or 40% of ballots weren't counted. This whole thing is going to end badly. I mean, that is his strategy. I think Biden would be perfectly content, and I have to say this on his behalf, to have a debate where Trump talked for 2 minutes and he talked for 2 minutes. And then they had 30 seconds or 40 seconds to respond to each other. That is not what Trump wants. Trump will interrupt every bit as much in the next debate and every bit as much in the debate after that.
Last word real quickly, Jessica, to you.
I really hope that next time maybe they consider the moderator having the power to mute the mic. As much as I think the American public should see that President Trump apparently cannot stop interrupting, and that in and of itself says something about his character, I think it is so important for the American people to actually hear a discussion of issues. People are dying. We're in the middle of a pandemic. President Trump brought up one of the most important things, which is the judiciary. We need a full discussion of the judiciary. Mute the mics and go forward, or I'm with Harvey, and I would say, then instead just tweet out your favorite social media moment and let's call this a day.
All right, well, unfortunately, we're out of time, so I have to mute your mics. But I want to thank Jessica Levinson, Harvey Levin, Bob Shrum, some of our all-time favorite guests, all of my friends as well. We appreciate you all watching a special edition of The Issue Is. We're going to have more tonight on the debate on the Fox 11 News at 10, and more on our regular political show, The Issue Is, which airs every Friday night at 10:30. This week, we're going to be talking with former Senator Al Franken. Get his thoughts on the debate as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tonight at 10.